Hey, welcome to Aztecs Weekly. I'm Daren.
I'm BT.
We got a weekly netcast we're going to be doing, everything in the world of sports as it relates to the San Diego State Aztecs. Got a couple topics we want to talk about now, and you want to just jump right into it?
Let's go.
Obviously, men's basketball.
Yeah.
One of the best basketball teams in the country. So, what do you think about them?
Definitely, it's nice seeing them in the top 25, finally being able to get some recognition. I think Coach Fisher's done an outstanding job this year. I think last year, I definitely see them as a top 10 team because of Kawhi and Malcolm Thomas. But this year, with just Tapley, Rayhan back, they had a few guys come out.
It's funny you say that because I was actually arguing about that with a guy the other day, and I actually think he's done a better job with this year's team than he did with last year's team. And last year's team, I don't think anyone's arguing was better than this year's team is.
Absolutely.
But he's by far, exceeded expectations. He's got, a couple sophomores leading the way. He's by far done a better job, in my opinion, this season than he did last season.
I agree. And it's nice seeing Jamal Franklin bounce back. Before the season, he got a DUI. And it sort of put a damper on the whole season, but it's nice to see him come back, and he was able to start about halfway through the season and then pull off the Player of the Year for the Mountain West. Outstanding.
He's had a couple issues off the court and during the summer, but there's no denying that guy's skill. If he could just put all that other stuff behind him and really focus on getting his team to a Final Four. I don't think it's going to happen this year. Maybe next year.
I can definitely see him going Elite Eight. I think Elite Eight is
this year.
Yeah, I do.
Oh.
I do. I think most of the high-ranked teams like Murray State and Creighton, it's teams that they can compete with. I think the higher seeds. I think they'll end up at about 5 or 6. And
they definitely can compete. But I don't know if you saw that game yesterday where they almost lost to a Boise State team.
They did.
So I just got a feeling when push comes to shove, they don't really got a guy that crashes the boards. That's kind of what Kawhi Leonard's specialty was last year, and they're really missing that this year.
Yeah.
I've seen teams, especially the first UNLV game at home, they just got manhandled in the paint, and I just got a feeling that, a team's going to do that to them.
Yeah, but I think outside shooting, they got shooters.
Oh, yeah. No, there's no doubt
and
they got the
I think they'll be more than fine. I definitely see an Elite Eight.
Hey, you know what? I hope you're right. I personally don't see it. And, it brings me to my next point. I was going to ask you, if you could take your pick of your team winning the NIT or getting bounced in the first or second round of the Big Dance, what would you pick?
First and second round of the Big Dance.
Would you?
Yes. NIT's, it's nothing. It's like the consolation prize. Nobody wants the consolation prize. I want to go to the actual thing. I want to experience the real thing, and then if I get bounced out, I get bounced out. But at least I got to experience what the real thing's like. I
see what you're saying. I could see both sides of the argument. I'd almost, I could kind of. So I'd rather see my team win an NIT. At least you get some more, recognition for that than you do getting bounced in the first round. But all the projections have them somewhere around a 6, 7 seed. Yeah. And so it's going to be interesting. It's going to be excited about it.
We look at teams. Look at the Western Kentucky, for example. They finished the season 15 and 18. Lucky streak, won their conference, and they're now in the field.
Every year. It's getting hot at the right time. VCU last year.
Yeah.
VCU didn't even win their conference tourney, and they play in a bad conference.
Yeah, and they went Final Four.
I know. So you never know.
And think about Butler. Butler, 2 years in a row, have been in the championship game.
Yeah.
Anything can happen when you get hot at the right time.
Never know. So that's about all I got on basketball. Moving on, I want to talk a little. You got anything more about basketball?
No, I'm good.
I want to talk a little men's baseball. Been really excited about the season coming up. I actually watched or at least streamed every game so far, and you know what? The baseball team, considering they got off to such a slow start, has really started to turn around. They've won 5 in a row, and they're actually playing right now as we're recording the show. So hopefully they're winning 6 in a row. They battled some real early and off-season problems. Right before the season was starting, Coach Gwynn had to have emergency surgery, which regardless of how hands-on your coach is or isn't, it's still a devastating blow when something like that happens.
Exactly. Someone of that magnitude who's been, he recruited you. You come here to play for that guy, and then before the season starts, he's got to go into surgery, and you're like, are they going to take, how much of his space are they going to have to take off because of it? Yeah,
they don't know. And, it literally happened, I think, the weekend before, their first game. And luckily for the Aztecs, they got an assistant coach in Mark Martinez who was able to hit the ground running. That guy's got a lot of experience. He's been around college baseball for a while, so I saw a poll that he's one of the assistant coaches in the Mountain West that's ready for a head coaching job. So I hope they're wrong because I like where he's at. But
he's taken over, like you said, he's taken over very well.
It's seamless, really, and he's got these guys playing well. I mean, they lost their starting catcher, who was also their cleanup hitter. I think it was 5 or 6 games into it, he broke his leg. He's out for the rest of the season. He was able to put Ryan Muno, the third baseman, basically stepped up as a freshman, and he struggled a bit, but he's doing it with freshmen and sophomores. They got very little upperclassmen support, so it's nice to see. And a couple guys I wanted to point out real quick, a couple of surprises. Both true freshmen. We got Greg Allen, starting right fielder, just an amazing defensive player. I think he's got 4 or 5 outfield assists.
Yeah, it's incredible.
And I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, but I think no matter as good as he's been, Matt Munoz has been even better. I know last week he won the Mountain West Player of the Year, and during that streak,
Player of the Week, he sure did.
And they had a .538 batting average, which is incredible.
Yeah, and he was first team Aztec Invitational. Matter of fact, they just finished up the Aztec Invitational where they ended up winning it. They don't have an official winner, but they had the best record out of all the teams in the tournament.
4-0.
Yeah, and he was first team. And he's another guy. He wasn't a starter at the beginning of the year. He just kind of worked his way on. I mean, he's a little tiny guy, dude. He's a little swings from the left side, and he's amazing second baseman. And it's really exciting to see these young true freshmen actually make a difference. Yeah. If we could just get some of the other guys on board. They got a huge series this weekend against St. Mary's. I think St. Mary's is 8-4.
Yeah, it'll be good. But definitely winnable. Definitely winnable.
Oh, yeah, absolutely winnable. And it's a big series going into conference play. So excited to see that. You can catch them on goaztecs.com, and it's just been exciting to watch them.
Yeah, look forward to it.
So,
and that gets us into our. You got anything more on that?
No, I'm good with baseball.
We're talking to our final segment here, and the unfortunate fall of Dylan Baxter, gone from possible #1 running back in the country to out at USC. To being suspended by Chuck Long, and then eventually also released from SDSU. What's your take on Dylan Baxter?
Well, I mean, for those that don't know the story, we're locally here in San Diego, and he's a local product. He went to high school out here, and the hype surrounding this guy for the last 3 years has just been crazy. I mean, 3 years ago they were, you got the local guys around here ready to put him around the NFL.
Reggie Bush status. Lane Kiffin said he's the next Reggie Bush. I mean, he scored 76 touchdowns.
And he actually, you could argue that he had a better high school career than Reggie Bush did. I've been around here, for both of those, so you could argue that. And he won the Hall Trophy, which is the best high school player in the nation. Yeah. I mean,
he scored.
You can't say much more than that, but I mean, the guy's obviously always had attitude problems. I mean, I don't know how many games he played for USC. No surprise that he went to USC. I mean, such a high recruit like that. But I mean, it's obviously the guy's got some issues, and it's terrible to see. I mean, it's gonna probably cost him his career. I mean, I'd imagine.
Yeah, it just seems like
from here?
A giant waste of talent. Like you could be anything you wanted to in college. You could be the next Reggie Bush. You could be the next anybody, and yet you're gonna go out. You got paternity issues, drug issues. Just a giant fall from grace. I mean, he scored 76 touchdowns in 2009, 26 passing, 50 rushing touchdowns, which shattered the CIF record book. And then you go to UFC and you just, don't go to class.
It's almost like, he's basically been the golden child. He's been spoon-fed, so to say, as far as the sports world goes. Since high school, because he's always been the best player. He's probably always been the best athlete on any team he's ever been on. So maybe at a younger age they were able to kind of turn a cheek on some things, but I was actually one of the guys that was really excited that the Aztecs went out and he transferred to the Aztecs. I'm like, Ronnie Hillman's obviously entering the draft. He wasn't going to be eligible for this upcoming season anyway, but at least they got somebody waiting in the wings, and to see this guy couldn't even make it 3 months, and we're not even in football season yet, so who knows what this guy's. I mean, I don't think it's a grades issue with him. I think it's just, from what I've heard, it's his attitude.
Yeah, attitude, going to class, and just being a pothead, just enjoying smoking far too much, and you can't do that when you get into the big-time sports.
No, I mean, especially when you're a recruit like that, and when you got the talent, it's so many guys out there that don't have his talent, but, way better work ethic. So
where do you think he should go from here? Community college?
He's gonna have to go to a junior college or Division II somewhere. I mean, I have a hard time believing that even a junior college coach would put up with some of this garbage that he's put 2 coaches through already.
You take the Cam Newton route, go to a JUCO, then transfer to a powerhouse.
Yeah, but even Cam Newton troubles weren't kind of I don't know, it's on a different level in my opinion. But I mean, hey, hopefully he gets a turnaround. Hopefully it's he doesn't figure it out too late.
I hope so. And he's still young. He's like 2 years younger. He's like 21 years old.
Yeah.
He's still got time to figure it out, put it together.
He's still got 2 years of eligibility left. So hopefully he'll latch on somewhere and turn it around, because it's kind of a shame to see. But
yeah, it is.
You got anything else?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to the women's San Diego State Aztecs basketball team. They've won back-to-back games in the Mountain West Conference tourney. They beat Air Force, and then today they beat Wyoming 73-55. One of Chelsea Hopkins and Courtney Clements, very good, very well done. I think they've both scored over 40 points in the first 2 games. Definitely leading the team. Definitely. Good.
Cool. Well, that's all I got. You can follow us both on Twitter. I'm at Daren, PFP Sports. Also our website, PMLBsports.com. And
I'm BT. Follow me on Twitter at BT on PMLB.
And real quick, I just want to apologize for my shirt. It will be different next week.
I'll be rocking the white shirt next week.
And we'll see you guys later.
Have a good night.
Cheers.